Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Tuesday or Thursday. I'm mixing up my nights. My Thursday night free card class. I am excited to be here. I think the cards that we have for you tonight are going to be fantastic, and I hope that you're going to really like them. So, welcome. My name is Sue Sanders, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator at Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri, which is in the central part of the state. Let's see. What has happened this week? Oh, well, last weekend on Saturday, our little Miss Daisy, the service dog, decided that she wanted to run into a trailer because she was running around so fast and she hurt herself. So we ended up having to take her to an emergency vet to get her some stitches or staples, as they call them. Let's see what else has happened this week. Oh, well, I am no longer the troop coordinator for an American Heritage Girls troop. We did not recharter, and our girls are going to a different troop. So that is one less thing that I'm going to have to do on Tuesday night. So that's kind of sad and bittersweet, but it's going to be good. Hello, Karen. How are you tonight? And Anna, I know that you are in my YouTube group, so I welcome everybody. Let's see if you are watching this as a replay. Thank you very much for stopping in and leave me a comment. Hit the like button and share this video with your friends. That'll help me to grow my business. So let's see. I know the great news that happened this week. What is that, everybody? Our new catalog launched. Hi, Cherie. Welcome tonight. So you can now order out of this catalog. Unfortunately, I really hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there are several things in this catalog that are already on the unavailable list. So the All About Autumn suite is unavailable until October. However, you can still get the All About Autumn paper that comes back in stock on the 11th of September. So you'll be able to still get this paper and be able to do a lot with it, even though you may not have the whole suite of products. Yes, Karen, I know. It's going to be available on Monday, the 11th. So if you want me to put in an order, I've got a couple of other ladies that were waiting for some paper to come in. Let me know, and I can go ahead and put that order in for you. Okay. Let's see. What else is there? Tomorrow is coffee and chat at 10 o'clock. So if you want to join me then, I would love to have you come and join me on Facebook. We just kind of sit around and talk about things, life in general. But if you are curious as to know kind of what is on the unavailable list at the moment, then we can discuss that too. Okay. That way, just send me a text message, Karen, to remind me to go ahead and order that paper for you on Monday. All right. Otherwise, I'm liable to forget because I know I've got to order it for Pat, and I need to order some paper for Barb as well. So, all right. So I had a couple of you take me up on my challenge this week about kind of getting out of your comfort zone and not gravitating to the same colors or same stamp set. Um, I did put together a card. Believe me, it took me forever to try to figure out what I wanted to do. But here's my card. And it's a trifold, and it stands up, and the little balloons kind of wobble back and forth. This is not a hard card to put together once you get the angles in your head. But then after watching another demonstrator, she did it so much easier than the way I was doing it. So we might end up doing one of these cards. I used cherry cobbler, shaded spruce, and crushed curry were my colors that I did. And then I used the paper pack, that the 6x6 paper that comes with those. And I think that's the, is it the Brights? I don't remember if it's the Brights or not. I can't remember.
All I know is you don't like to put paper that has several different
Yes,
patterns
I
together.
don't do lots of patterns together. I've never been able to really do that, but okay. So on to tonight's cards. I am.
Who won last week?
Oh. Thank you very much for reminding me of that. Last week's cards, and if you remember, if you were on last week, I said that I was going to make 2 more cards, so we would have 2 winners this week. So these 2 cards go to Cherie. So congratulations, Cherie. And this is the matchbook card that pops up with the soda. Yeah, Karen, those are not my colors. So that's why, I mean, I could do one of the colors, but not mixing all of them. Okay, that's just not me. But I did it. So I was very proud of myself when I got it accomplished. Sometimes we have to step out of our comfort zone. And then this was the autumn card that we made using the autumn paper. All right. And there'll be a piece of Very Vanilla in there for you, Cherie. Okay. Then our next winner that won the 2 extra cards is Robin Miller. She was a new viewer last week, so her name was chosen, and she's got her Very Vanilla in there. I just didn't do it for my other one. Sorry about that. So these ended up being the other 2 cards that I put together using the other pieces of that paper where we cut it in 2 different directions. Okay, if you didn't see that video, go check out last week's video from the 7th of September. Okay, because that's a very easy card to put together, and you could do that with lots of the paper that we have in the current catalog as well as the new mini catalog. Okay, so have any of you had a chance to go out and look at the new Christmas paper that they've posted out there on the online exclusive site? There's several that as soon as I was able to order Wednesday, I did order some. So hi Robin, I'm so glad that you could join us tonight. You were the winner last week of the extra 2 cards that I made, but I do need your mailing address. So if you want to private message me or send me an email at susieqstamping@gmail.com, then I can have those sent out to you. So these are the 2 cards that you won from last week that we made. Okay. All right. So congratulations to my winners. Hi, Gina Marie. I'm so glad that you joined us tonight. And yes, Gina Marie, you won back in July, and I haven't been able to get your address. So these were the cards that you won back in July. So if you'll send me your address, I can then get these cards out to you, and you'll have a couple of cards to use as examples or to send to someone. Okay. So I am so glad that I've got some new viewers. It really makes me excited. I am working on doing some different things in my business right now. I'm not going to tell you all my little secrets, but
did they notice the new intro?
Yes. What do you all think about the new intro? Did you like that? Noah's girlfriend helped me work on that when she was home with him a couple months ago. Well, about a month ago.
23 days.
Okay, 23 days ago. Okay. So yeah, so Julia helped me work on that. So I thought it turned out really good. Okay. Not that the one that Audrey and I did wasn't good. It was just I was ready for a refresh. So, okay. And if you haven't already posted your answers to my question, my little game, please do that tonight. Go out to my Facebook page. You don't have to do anything except think in your head how many times you've done some things. And it's just kind of fun. We all kind of get to know a little bit more. Yes. Okay, Karen, that'd be great. All right. So one of the new products in the mini catalog um, are the Abundant Beauty Decorative Masks. And you get a set of, let's see, there's 4,
See that really fast.
5, 6, 7. So there's 7 masks, and I believe they're $10.50 for all 7 of them. So I'm going to show them to you. So, and of course, let me get a different color paper because every time I put blue under my light, it makes the color go wonky. And I don't know why. So we'll do a black, and they'll show up. You'll be able to see the stencils better. Okay, so here's the snowflakes. Okay, and I do have an example. I did these in Balmy Blue. I didn't even do it on a full sheet. I just wanted to show you kind of what they looked like. So I love this mask. I can't wait to use it.
I'm not ready for snow though.
I'm not ready for snow by no means, okay, because I don't want to shovel.
Although Dad did.
Okay. Oh, that's what my bad
Way.
news was. For all of you that know me, I love to see Dr. Poole in the summertime. Okay. And I just am heartbroken because he closed his office today. So I won't be able to get to see Dr. Poole until next May or June. I'm very sad about that. So, and for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, Dr. Poole is my swimming pool in the backyard. And so I make appointments with him to swim.
No.
I don't make near enough appointments, but I do make appointments to go swim. So this stencil here, or this mask, is like a houndtooth, is what they call it, a houndtooth or something. And I do have an example of that. I did it in early espresso on crumb cake. And so you don't even have to do the whole thing real dark. You can just do a real light one and then put your stamp focal point on top of that. So that one is kind of neat.
That one I think I've heard that they can make like a background that looks like bats.
Yes, they can. They've said that you could make a background that they would look like bats. Not that I like bats, but. And then here is the leaf one, and I love this one. This was the first one that I kind of played around with. And I'll show you 2 different things that I did with it. So there it is. You can see, and there's little acorns on it. So here's the example that I did of this one today, just kind of real quick playing around. I did take my crumb cake and I did it with one of the small blending brushes. And so I made my acorns kind of the brown tan color. And then I used a little bit of cherry cobbler and some Cajun craze to do my leaves. This one's not as dark, but it was just a kind of play around to show you guys what the pattern looked like. All right. So those are the 3 that are single. And then we have 4 that coordinate to make a sunflower.
And they all come in one package together?
And they all come in one package together. Okay. So what's really nice about these is up here in the corner, I don't know if you can see that. Let me put this up here. There's a little notch and it's got a number 1. So that tells you that this is the number 1 mask to use. And then you will make a little mark on your paper where that notch is so that you can line all the rest of them up at that time. So that's number 1. Then number 2 is the leaves. So then we have the leaves that we would stencil and we would match up that little notch line. Number 3 is the inside centers of our sunflowers. And number 4 is our detailed inside centers of our sunflowers. So we're going to make a sunflower card tonight. I'm really excited about this. I really like this technique. This was the card that I just was kind of playing around with yesterday, and it's one of those box step cards, and it does lay down to fold into an envelope. But this is done with those stencils for the leaves as well. And I did that with cherry cobbler, Cajun Craze, and well, I don't remember the other one. Oh, crushed curry, I think. Maybe it was crushed curry. I don't remember. But anyway, and then the little wreath and all of its little die cuts is from the cottage wreath that was in the catalog last year that returned into the annual this year.
Anna says that's really pretty.
So anyway, so that's one of these cards. I know, and you know, they're not hard to put together, Cherie. I don't know why I'm leery of doing it at class, but they're not really hard to do at all. So let me show you the card that we're going to make tonight. So you kind of got a sneak peek of this. This is what I posted that was reminding everybody that I was going to have a live tonight. So this is our sunflower card. And then I put a little sunflower down here in the center. So let's get started because I don't want to take any time away from my special guest who's going to be presenting our second card tonight after much arm twisting. Okay, so I've already pre-cut my pumpkin pie with one of the deckled rectangles. So that one's already done. We'll cut our sunflowers out from the other deco when it gets completed here. That piece must be the piece I need for my, yes. So I have cut a piece of the basic white and I've cut it larger than I actually need so that I can cut it down to the size I need with that die. Okay, and here's just another example that I can use this on a card. It's just a square that I was practicing on. So that's just another different example of things. Got like 10 inks here, ladies. So let me tell you what ink colors we are going to use.
Yes.
For our sunflower, we are going to use Pumpkin Pie, Daffodil Delight, and Crushed Curry. So those are the three that we're going to use for our sunflowers. Then for our leaves, I'm using Old Olive and Mossy Meadow. And the inside of our sunflowers are going to be crumb cake and pecan pie. So let's get started with this. I am using some green frog tape or something. It's the painter's tape. But I will tell you that the green tape, this frog tape, is a lot stickier than the blue painter's tape. So I
stick with the blue painter's tape.
Stick with the blue painter's tape, but I am destickifying this on my pants so that it doesn't stick too bad to my papers. And I am going to take my number 1 stencil, which is the flowers themselves, and I'm going to place it down on my paper. And then I am going to tape it down. All right, and here's my little notch. So I'm going to get a pencil and I'm going to make my notch mark so that I can line up the rest of my stencils. Okay. All right. We are going to start with, where is my other blending brush? Did it fall on the floor?
Did you bring it back from?
No. It's my brown one. And I thought I had them all. I thought that I had them all in my box. Here it is. I guess I put it away. And that's one reason why Sue doesn't clean off her desk very often, because then I lose things. If I have them all stacked in these piles high, then I'm not losing anything. Okay, we're going to start with our pumpkin pie, because we want the center of our flowers to be kind of the darker shade. And then I have my crushed curry and my Daffodil Delight. So I am using my orange brush, and I'm going to pick up some ink, and I want, that one's really used. I'm going to open this up so that I have more room to pounce off my ink. Pounce off my ink. I know. Do you like my words? Pounce off. See, I don't have a very big desk. Yellow tape. You'll have to show me what that is, Cherie, because I don't know what yellow tape is. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to kind of tap off because I don't want a big glob of dark color. And then I can come in and I can start with it in the center of my stencil. Okay. And let's see. Oh, well, that would be a good idea. Might have to give that one a try, Cherie. All right, so now we've got our pumpkin pie. We're going to now come in with our crushed curry. And again, we're going to kind of tap it off. And we're going to go around more of those petals.
So for those that are on YouTube, Cherie said that she saw someone use the scoreboard with a piece of cardstock wedged in the corner, then put a stencil and white paper in that same upper corner, and everything lines up.
I will have to try that. Okay, so now once I've got my crushed curry, now I'm going to come in with my Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to go on the outermost edges of my petals, because that's going to give me a lighter, well, I don't really think it's lighter. I actually think that Daffodil might be a little bit darker than my crushed curry. I don't know. But, you know, no two flowers are the same, so it really, am I not in the camera? And I just go around in a circular motion, and no two flowers are the same, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, now I'm going to come back in with my pumpkin pie, and I don't want it real dark, but I'm going to kind of come back in and real lightly go around those outside edges of those flowers to give them a little bit more shading. Okay. All right. So now we're done with our sunflowers, and we'll see what the magic is when I take and pull up that stencil once I get all these inks put away. This is going a lot faster now than it did this afternoon when I was playing around with them.
Because you know what to do now.
Okay, so there's our sunflowers. Isn't that cool? There was one thing that I forgot to do, and we're going to hope that it just works out the way it's going to work out. So now we're going to go to number 2, the number 2 mask, which are our leaves. So I am going to match that notch up right here at the top and kind of look to see where my leaves are going to hit, which they're going to be off. They're going to be off the page, which is okay, because we're going to cut this piece down. I'm going to reuse my tape to tape that down. And we are going to start with our Old Olive. And when you get done using these stencils, they're real easy to clean. You can take a baby wipe for like right away. Dorothy's doing my my stencils right now with the baby wipe. When I get all done taping tonight, then I'll go in and I will just rinse them under the water and they'll be just fine. Now I did notice that, and that was all on my fault, my leaves, because I didn't clean them off right away yesterday when I was playing with them. I kept playing with them, and then I got called away, and it's got like a little pinkish tinge, but does not hurt the functionality. Okay, so I've got some light old olive laid down, and now I'm coming in with my mossy meadow, and we're going to darken up parts of those leaves to give it some dimension. And you wouldn't really have to. You could just do one color of the leaf. Like I said, I am not at all a pro at ink blending by any means, or coloring. You Most of you know that Sue doesn't like to color, but I'm beginning to. It just depends on what I'm coloring and if I think that it looks okay. So now we're going to lift up our stencil. And just because I don't want my paper to move, I'm lifting it up with my little tool there. So there's our leaves.
Oh, the stencils are even numbered for you.
Yes, the stencils are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so that's something really good, because I would get confused because it doesn't take much. So here is my number 3, and it does, and I don't think you can see it on the camera because it's too far away and I can't zoom in. I don't have that ability yet. But you will see some of the sunflower petals within that little circle, but it's okay. That's not a problem. All right, now we're going to come in with crumb cake, and I'm going to go real light with crumb cake because I want to do more of a darker with the pecan pie. So I'm going to come in real light with our crumb cake. And I'm just making sure that I'm going all the way around that center. Can you all believe that next week is going to be our class already? So for those that are watching on YouTube and that you don't know, I do a in-person club class every third Friday of the month. And we make 3 cards and we have a great time. And I am just about got all of the goodies for our horse and sleigh class in October. I can't wait. All right, so now I've got my crumb cake laid down. Now I'm going to come in with my pumpkin pie. And because the crumb cake is lighter, I can use the same brush. And we're going to start going on the outer edges. Oops. Yeah, this is what I want to do. Duh. Okay, just to kind of make it a little bit more defined around, and not too much in the center, but just around the edges. And I wish I had a smaller brush to do this, but I don't have a brown one yet, so I need to get one. Okay, so now that is our inside. And they look pretty good just like that. I mean, I could just leave them just like that, and that would be fine. But I'm going to add number 4, which is our detail for the inside. And here is where I kind of look at where my center of my circles. So if you see here, these little circles, and this little looks like a heart to me, I'm going to line those up kind of in the center of my sunflower, which is about where my little notch is sitting. So that tells me that that's a good fit. I'm going to come back in now with more pumpkin pie, or not pumpkin pie, pecan pie. All these pies, and they're making me hungry. And I'm going to go real dark now. I'm going to go darker, and I'm just going to go in a circular motion to make those centers pop out. And I can definitely see using the snowflake mask to use for Christmas or winter cards. The leaves, that one, I really liked it because of the different colors that you can use with it. Okay, so now we're going to reveal this and see how it looks. So there are our sunflowers. So what do you think, ladies? Let me know your opinion on those. I think they turned out pretty good. Oh, I do have one more thing. Nope, that's for my inside. I'm not done yet. Silly me. I forgot I have the inside to do of this. But we're basically doing the same thing except with just the sunflower. We're not using the leaves or anything. And so that's our outside. Because then, see here on the inside is our one little sunflower here. And all I did really, I didn't even use all of the masks. I only used 1 and 3. And then I took the little center flower from the daisy set and I used it for the center of that. Okay, so here is our inside card. We're going to lay this back down here. And my sunflower. Now, because I want just this little sunflower, I'm not going to put that notch there because that's why I'm not using all of the stencils. So I'm going to lay the stencil down. But if you notice, and you may not be able to see it from your view, I don't want to get extra ink where my stencil ends here. So what did I do with my tape? I don't know. There it is. So what I'm going to do is, hello, Pat. How are you? I'm glad that you were able to join us tonight. Okay, so I'm going to actually put this tape as close to the edge of my small sunflower as I can so that I make sure I don't get extra ink on my card. And we're going to even cover that area up so that Sue doesn't go wild. So, what's some stuff that y'all have been doing this week? Anything new or exciting going on in your lives? You were in on time. Well, you didn't say anything. You didn't say you were here. So how was I supposed to know, Mom, that you were in on time? So for those of you that don't know, Pat is my mom. She lives next door. Okay, so the same principle. We're going to come in with our pumpkin pie. And we're going to do like the center. And I've probably got way too much on there, but it will still work. I think it looks brighter or more inked than it really is because I'm seeing the plastic inked and not just the paper. So now we're going to come in with our crushed curry. And you can play with different color combinations. I've seen where some of them have done this in blues and made them look like daisies. Okay, so we're done with our crushed curry, and now we will do our Daffodil Delight. And I'm not even going to re-ink my pumpkin pie. I'm just going to kind of go lightly around the edges and give it a little bit of rub there with that orange. All right. Now we're going to do just the center circle of this small one. So I'm going to leave the I'm going to leave the tape or the #1 mask. No, I'm not either, Sue. Why are you saying that? You're not going to leave it. See, I have to talk to myself. It gets bad, though, if I answer myself. Okay, so here is our little tiny circle that we are going to put there. And here is our, we're going to kind of cover that up. It's not, okay, and we are just going to do this with the crumb cake. Because then I'm going to take the little inside dots and do that with the pecan pie. Okay, and I got a little bit heavy-handed there, usually do, but that's going to be kind of like right where our pecan pie is going to go. So like I said, it is with the little from the Cheerful Daisy set. It's this little inside of the daisy flower that I'm using because it's got just some little dots on it. So I'm doing that in the pumpkin pie, and I'm just putting that right there in the center just to give it the center without being that same center that we did on the front. And there is our inside flower. Okay, it is a little bit darker than what I'd wanted, but it will work for us. Okay, all right, let me get my cleaner here. And while I still have the ink out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the inside greeting. I don't have a greeting on the front because I didn't want to take away from the daisies. I thought that, not the daisies, the sunflowers. I thought the sunflowers looked really pretty just as they were. For our greeting on the inside, I'm using the Grateful for the Everyday Magic of You from the Something Fancy set. So we will go ahead, and that way I can clean all this ink stuff away. Because ask my assistant, I was an inky mess earlier today. You don't know how many times I had to try to do my inside card better because I got ink on it and I had no idea how I did it. But I did. So believe me, ladies, when I say, even as demonstrators, we make mistakes. And that's how we learn. So I'm going to center this right about there and hope it's centered and even. And it's not really even. It's off. Okay. Back to making another sunflower.
Oh my heavens.
I know. No, I'm going to use it right on this. I'm going to use the back of this. Okay. So we know now that I can't be so heavy-handed with the pumpkin pie. All right.
You do have another card to showcase tonight. You know that.
I know. What time is it?
Well, you are taking up 40 minutes.
Oh, well, I will be done here shortly. I need the flour, please. I will hurry along.
No, don't hurry because you'll mess it up.
No, I will hurry. Once I get it put together, once I get the inking done, it's easy peasy.
Light-handed.
Do I take my chances and not tape it?
You're the dork if you do that.
I'm the dork.
Everybody was saying it looked really nice the way you had it. So
yes, but the greeting was crooked, ladies, and I can't handle that. Okay, so now if you would be so kind.
Do you want me to make the flower for you?
Yeah, I want you to make it for me. I want you just to open that up, please.
Just this one, or do you want the other one too?
I want the other one too, please.
All right.
So here's my crushed curry. See, I'm kind of doing this quicker than I was the first time.
Don't rush.
Oh, she doesn't want me to rush, but then she's telling me that I need to rush. Coming in with my Daffodil Delight. And hope I'm not getting any extra. Nope, I didn't. Good deal. Oh, thank goodness. Now, the center will not take long at all. Except I have to get my little center back out from my stamp set. Stamp first. Yeah, that would really be a smart idea, Cherie. That, yeah, I know that's a trick that I keep forgetting to do. Don't ask me why I forget, but I do. And I do need to. And if this one doesn't turn out, then we're going to use a label, okay? Or you're going to get the card that I already made because it's already done and it's semi-perfect. So here we're going to do our inside. Okay, there's our inside is done. What did I do with my set? Did I not take that? Yes, I did. Take my little flower center, stamp, oops. Stamp it in the center. At least I got it lined back up. All right. I'm going to stand up and stamp, and maybe then I can see better. Sometimes I have a hard time stamping away from me and having it even. Much better. Now it's even. Yay. But yes, Cherie, you're right. Absolutely. I need to stamp first. And then if I mess up, I'm not having to redo my focal point. So yes, very good suggestion. I love to learn from everybody because everybody has good ideas. We are going to be using some linen thread. And I have to cut out my daisies with the second largest deckled rectangle die.
I don't think you did daisies. I think you did.
I mean sunflowers.
See, you're just getting all frustrated.
I am. There's our inside. So here is our front, and I want more of the. There we go. So we're going to take and cut off more of that leaf. I'm using my handy dandy Post-it note labeling and cover-up tape. Give me just 1 second to run this through the stamp and cut and emboss machine. Talk amongst yourselves. Right. So really, once you get your sunflowers inked up, the card itself is very easy to put together. Okay, so those were our two. I did the one with the pumpkin pie so that it would layer on it, like so. I am going to get rid of this inky mess so that it doesn't pick up, or my card doesn't pick up ink. And we're going to grab our Stampin' Seal Plus and get this card put together. Because I would hate to short the guest.
Do not rush your card.
No, I'm not rushing. Okay, so that's put together. Now we're going to take and use some of the tear and tape. I can find my beginning. And I'm going to put my linen thread down here towards the bottom. I'm attaching it on the back with my double-sided tape. Okay, and I'm just going to wrap this around, and I'm going to go ahead and give myself, or make my, 2 inch my V's, I guess is what I want to call it. Not my ribbon scissors. I think those have been used for everything under the sun. Could you possibly tear me off another piece of that, please?
I think those have been used for a lot of things.
I think so too.
By your granddaughter.
Yes. You all should have seen her last weekend or last Monday when she came home and she found that her order, because she decided that she needed her own order or her own supplies for the Christmas class. So she ordered a take your pick tool.
A picky tool, as
she calls it a picky tool. And she ordered a tape runner, and she ordered a silicone mat
and a bone folder.
And a stamp set. And well, it was a bundle. She got the monkey bundle. So she was all excited when she could unbox her own product. And no, she did not pay for it. She worked it off. So
Anna says, I love that stencil. It makes a beautiful card.
It does, Anna. And you know, it's not hard. It really isn't hard to use it. And the other ones are really easy to use too. I'm just all thumbs tonight.
And Cherie says they're just antique pairs of scissors. She has a pair that's 35 years old.
Oh, do they still cut? And I just took a little piece of the linen thread and tied it underneath the cross wrap there. So that is done. We're going to Winkostella, because you never can have too much Winkostella. Except I can't find my Winkostella. There it is. Yes, actually though, Cherie, it is 4th generation, because we have great grandma Nana, who is me, her mama, and then Audrey. And I'm just so happy that she has started enjoying.
And
she doesn't do it as much as I do, and she doesn't do it for very long, but she does enjoy it. And she was really excited to get her own tools so that she didn't have to share and ask me for mine. So now, if you wanted to, you could pop this up, but because postage went up, I have to watch my cost, because so I'm just laying it flat. Unless it is absolutely necessary that I use dimensionals on something, I'm just not using dimensionals. I'm going to use another piece of this tape over the bottom of that. I just can't believe that postage has gone up. Everything has gone up. And there it is. This one really is. I'm not worried about this one not holding, or I'm not taking the tape off the other two because they're just holding my. Don't want to put this on there upside down. Okay, our front of our card is done. The inside of our card is done. Had to make sure I was taping down the wrong side.
I can't believe you get all these stencils.
I know, you get all of those stencils. And there's other stencils in the annual catalog that make some other different designs. So there is our fall sunflower card. What'd y'all think of that? You like that? I love the sunflowers. Yes, and that is Mossy Meadow for the card base, Karen, that I used. Um, Mossy Meadow was one of my favorite colors when it was in as a in color. So I am going to move all of my stuff out of the way and switch places with Miss Dorothy, who has so graciously agreed to demonstrate a card.
Graciously or not.
All right, so I had to twist her arm. You see, I tell her she has to design the card and then she has to present the card. So she enjoys it. Don't let her fool you. Yeah, she does. She likes it.
All right. Tonight, I'm going to do a fall card using the crate, rustic crate, and we're going to do a little coloring. Let me put my stuff down here. I have done a lot of the stamping prior because I didn't want to take up too much time.
She knew I'd run late.
So, I cased my card from Patty Dolan, and I used the rustic crate dies and stamps. Yeah, I used the bundle, and then I've used the copper clay ribbon, and I used the autumn paper, the back side of that autumn paper. And then on the inside, I used the saying comes from Hope You Know. So here we go. It cuts some very little pieces, so when you cut it for your crate, you need to be careful. Otherwise, you are liable to lose some of your little bitty pieces.
Can you use that adhesive sheet?
Oh, you probably could, but that's way too easy. Why would I have wanted to do that?
I don't know. I just was asking.
Because see here, this is like a little bitty pieces. These little bitty pieces, we don't want to lose them, so we gotta make sure we put them somewhere we don't lose them.
Put them right here.
And then we have a little label. Look at these nails. Aren't they cool? Sorry. I get squirreled. I also used the nested essential dies to get this label. All right. So I'm going to show you how to color our sheet. So I did the inside for us already, but I want to show you how to do this. So I used pumpkin pie for my pumpkins, dark. I used all dark for the pumpkins, and then I used Daffodil Delight for my sunflower, dark Daffodil Delight for my sunflower. Then I used Lemon Lolly of all colors for my Lemon Lolly Dark for my corn. Then I used Old Olive for my leaves and Granny Apple Dark for my husks on my corn. And then I also used light Blackberry Bliss for the inside of my sunflower. How I did my sunflower was I took my light Blackberry Bliss and I colored the inside of my sunflower first. And again, that one was light. And then I kind of just made dots around the outside of it. Don't make them too close together, otherwise you get a circle and it looks really odd. It doesn't look natural. It looks very odd. All right, now I'm going to take my dark Daffodil Delight, and I'm just going to kind of color out from my inside. And I went ahead and I colored all the rest of the stuff because you guys all know how to color. You don't need me to show you how to color. I just thought I would show you how to do the sunflower center so you didn't make the same mistake I did and have this circle that looked like a sun with a tutu on it or something silly. So we just color that in and we just kind of just blend it out. Oh, last Saturday when Daisy decided she was going to go zooming around the trailer and she ripped her neck open about an inch or so. Had to have 3 staples. Luckily it was a straight cut, nothing too bad. But I was hysterically crying. I bawled and bawled and bawled. All right, see, there we go. There it is. It doesn't take long. The alcohol, the blends are really great to use. It's nothing. It's not hard at all. Okay. Now what I did was I'm going to take and I'm going to glue my flowers, or I'm sorry, my pumpkins into my crate to kind of go like this. So it looks like they're sitting in the crate. I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to run glue at the bottom here. And just kind of make it look like it's sitting in a crate. Get it all on there. Okay. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue it to my label. It goes really fast. I think the hardest part for me was figuring out how to color the inside of my sunflower so it didn't have this really weird ring around it. Okay, kind of center that in my label here. And because I use glue, it gives me just a little bit of wiggle room if I find that I haven't got it straight or I've got it too far over. But that looks good for me. I like that. That looks good. Now I have a little label that says just for you, and this just for you is out of the rustic crate, and it's really itty bitty. See, itty bitty. We're going to stamp that in copper clay. Tap, tap, tap. Now hopefully I can get this on there. Oh yeah. Yay. That looks good. Okay. Now I'm going to assemble my crate. Finish my crate. Oh, glue that down there. I have these little bitty side parts of a crate. I don't know what you'd call them. But see how little they are? They're just real little. And yeah, you could have ran them through the sticky paper, but this is just as easy. Just a little bit of glue. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to kind of make it look like attaching it to my crate. There's one. I think I'm out of sticky. No, there it goes. All right. It's my other one.
And there is a right side and wrong side to that, right?
Yes, and you can tell that it's the look of the
little knots in the wood.
The knots on the yeah. So I'm gonna set that right there. Now I'm going to take my For You and I'm going to put some glue on him. And I'm going to center him on the front of my crate. And it's going to be kind of deceiving because your crate is angled to give it that dimension. So what you want to do is you want to center your label underneath your handle, because your handle is pretty much, if you just take this part away from the crate, you can see how it's centered then. Okay. I took the adhesive backed gems, solid gems, and we're going to use the very tiny ones. And we're going to anchor down, make it look like our label is tacked onto our crate. Just like that. Okay. All right. Now that we can set aside for a second, we're going to bring in our inside. And for our inside, we're going to use the one that says, just saying thank you doesn't seem like enough. Hope you know how much your kindness is appreciated. And you can kind of send this to anybody. You can make it into a birthday card, or you can make it into a...
Anna says that's adorable.
Thanks, Anna. Don't get on my card. All right. Awesome sauces. Close up our ink so we don't get our fingers in our copper clay. That's to the side. All right, put that up to the side here. We're going to take our front and start assembling. See how pretty the back of the papers are? Well, I'm using the gold, the shimmery part of that paper.
You didn't have another piece of the...
I didn't have another of the dark one, but that's okay.
Okay.
That's all right. I liked how this one looked too.
I know a lot of you didn't know what you would do with a piece that's like this, the whole sheet. I know we had talked up at class in Jeff City. And so this is one idea where you just kind of break it up and it still looks really nice.
Okay. I'm going to take my Stamp and Seal Plus, and I'm going to, about the middle of it here, give it a little slot, because now I'm going to take, I cut about 5.5 inches of ribbon and just kind of did a fake, because I don't like to waste ribbon. I find it very hard for me to wrap it all the way around. And I still had plenty to do it with. All right, now I'm going to attach this to the front of my card. I think it's funny how I've been stamping with Mom for a while now, and the way she stamps is really different compared to the way I stamp. And I think it's kind of funny that, you know, we'll use the same stuff, but her view of using it is way different than my view of using it. Like those grid papers. some days I can use them, and then other days it just is like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
I only use them a lot when I'm inking, when I'm like stenciling, whenever I'm blending, or if I'm coloring with my blends.
I like mine that's laminated, because then I can just kind of wipe it off. I am going to pop this up because I felt that it gave it more of a dimension than just laying it flat. That's why we both need to show you a card. You want us to make the same card and show you how different we both look at the same card? I don't know.
We could do that.
I used my skeletons. I tend to put a lot on my card because I don't want it to droop.
Cherie would love that.
Yeah.
Karen says no 2 cards, but you know, that's why I do one and you do one, and one of these days we'll make room on the table that we could both simultaneously see.
Oh goodness gracious, that would be not.
That would
not be safe. That would not be safe. Am I still in the camera?
Yep.
Pop her down. Oops, I don't want to pop her down. I want to move her over just a little bit because I want to have room to put my... I'm going to add my bow over here to the side.
She cheated. She didn't tie it on camera.
No. There's a reason I don't do that on camera. Because that way nobody has to see me cry when I don't get it right the first 10 times.
Yes, Cherie, the crate is cut out of the, there's a wood grain paper in that paper pack, and that's what the crate is cut out of.
All right, now we just put our inside in. See, Mom even uses her Stampin' Seal different than me. I like to put a lot.
Well, I know it's heavy duty. You don't need a lot.
I like to put a lot. Ta-da! That's pretty good. All right.
Very, very pretty.
Here are the 2 cards for tonight. Mom's card.
Oh, I forgot
My
something
card.
on mine.
Oh,
no, that's
not your card.
No, this is the card. Embellishments.
Oh my goodness. Well, let me get out of your way.
I forgot all about them because I was blinging it up and you was rushing me.
Oh.
All right. I forgot, ladies, that I had put some of these sequins on my card to give it some dazzle. These are the neutrals, the adhesive back sequins. And I used these dark ones here. And I just used one large one and put it up here in the corner. And then I used 2 of the smaller ones and put one on each side. Get it over there. Semi-even anyway. Golly gee, I can't believe I forgot my gems. All right, so now there's the card that I did. Look at how much, they're really pretty similar, really, which is unusual for me. All right, so in the comments, leave me which card you like best, 1 or 2. Yes, I know that some of you really love fall cards. because that's when your birthday is. Let's see. Oh, I think this is yours.
Yeah, those are mine.
Let's see. Oh, don't forget, tomorrow is coffee and chat at 10 o'clock. Bring your questions. Bring anything you want to talk about. Don't forget to go out to my Facebook page and play my little game with me. I would appreciate it. It's a tie tonight, Karen. Okay. Well, that's all right. It doesn't, we're not in a contest. Really, we're not.
Oh, I am.
Oh, Dorothy might be. I'm not. I'm not. It doesn't, when I seen her card, I thought, oh my, mine doesn't look anything like hers is spectacular.
But your technique was different.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So coffee and chat tomorrow at 10.
Coffee and chat tomorrow at 10. Okay. And I will, Karen, send me a message to order the fall paper for you, the All About Autumn.
And Gina Marie Howard and Robin Miller needs to email you
your mailing addresses. Okay. So don't forget, ladies, email me your mailing addresses because I want to send you the cards that you won. 2 reasons: I don't have room to keep them, and 2, I think that you'll enjoy using them and sending them to some of your friends. Okay, Cherie, I will have your cards at the class next week for you. Okay, thanks. Thank you very much, Karen. I appreciate it. All right, ladies, I hope to see some of you back tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock for our coffee and chat. Bring your favorite beverage. If you don't drink coffee, then choose whatever it is that you drink in the mornings to get yourself moving and motivated. Okay, and I will probably have some more new product to show you in person. Okay, well, not in person, on camera. Okay, all right. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend. Enjoy.